A lot of people counted the Eagles out for this year, losing Russell Graham, losing their centers, Briggs and Watson. And a lot of people counting them out. But this year, coming on strong, losing some games to some tough teams. Of course, when your team does what the Eagles did last year, you get some pretty notable tournament games and out-of-league games scheduled, so the Eagles picking up some losses. But, boy, really turned it on in districts. Here's Wyatt trying to turn it on, and he's well off. It's rebounded by Grant, and here comes the Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials. The Eagles have really turned it on in the playoffs, really came out of pretty much nowhere. As an 8 seed, shocked several teams en route to a District 1 championship, beat Elizabethtown by 8 points in the state's opener. Now here they are in the second round with their chances slim and none at this point. And Wiz Grant drills the 3. That extends the lead to the largest it's been at 25. Some fans have already went for the doors. Not many, though. Mayer got pushed. No call. 7 minutes and 13 seconds to go, and the Eagles look to be dead. Here's Wyatt. Puts up a little floater. It's no good. Tom Smith going for the rebound. He got it. Bounce pass to Hargrove. A miracle they called a foul on no one on that play with Smith bowling over a PW defender. Here's Wyatt. Decides not to take the 3. Puts it up. Doesn't get it. Tough angle at the layup that time. And with 6:47 to go in the game, it's 59-34. And barring some kind of a miracle, the Eagles' run is over. Here's C.J. Aiken. It was a first quarter to forget that cost the Eagles. Outside of the first quarter, they've only been outscored in this game by 4. Here's Aiken getting it to Wiz Grant. He's got all kinds of open space. Wyatt had a foul. All the attention Aiken and Bond attract out there along the perimeter, and then you get open lanes for guys like Wiz Grant, who's now shooting 2. Well, of course, it's better than Bond and Aiken camping out down there and putting in those 5-foot short jumpers and bank shots. Wiz Grant to extend the lead to 16. And he does not do it. Shooting is definitely Wiz Grant's forte, but the free throw not showing it there. The second one, however, is good. And PW grabs a 26-point lead. How about Wiz Grant stepping up with 13 points? PW's really been getting contributions from everybody. Aiken and Bond have done their usual thing, but some other guys have really stepped up. Wyatt, not able to get it, but gets a foul. I'll tell you what, I mean, we mentioned how Wyatt's been pretty good, and some of the other Eagles have had limited production. Chris Smith with 6. He's second on the team in scoring. Gerald Gardner's third on the team in scoring with 3. But, of course, Wyatt with over half the Eagles' points. And Khalif Wyatt's really dominated the ball, and he's really trying to take over this game, trying to make something happen as he misses the free throw. And who can blame him? I mean, with how bad things have gone thus far, he's got to try to make something happen, but boy, he's really dominating the ball now, taking the majority of the shots by far for the Eagles. And he hits the free throw here. And meanwhile, James Ramsey was scoreless in the Elizabethtown game in round 1 of states. Here tonight, again, with 0 points to this point. So James Ramsey has really been quieted in states so far. That's for sure. Here's Badger. And Tom Smith was really quieted today. He's been great all throughout the playoffs. He was silenced today. Mayer goes over Aiken. The shot's going to count, and the foul on Sheldon Mayer. C.J. Aiken's now got 18. So, yes, Khalif White has 22 points, but for the amount of shots he's taken, it makes it that much less impressive. Not to put a damper on anything Khalif White's done in this game or on the season, because he's brought them to the point they are at. Meanwhile, Louis Franjosa coming to the game to replace Lorenzo Christmas. And boy, I don't know, that's as much a sign as anything to me that the Eagles are saying goodbye to their season. Nothing against Louis, but if the Eagles starting to put some deep reserves into the game, and they don't really have aspirations of winning it anymore. The fans starting to file out en masse now. Here's Wyatt. He was fouled. He hit the ground before he put the shot up, so that could have been a walk, but it was fouled before any of that, so he's going to get free throws. 63-35. And whatever you expected in this game, you couldn't have been expecting the margin to be this wide. I mean, it's a 27-point game right now. You expect these teams to be extremely evenly matched. But it's the underdog Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials that are getting it done. The Colonials, a 16 seed in the state tournament. The Eagles, the 1 seed. And it would be a pretty considerable upset when these PW Colonials finally get the official win. That pass too hot to handle for C.J. Aiken. And here comes the Eagles the other way. Here's Wyatt putting up the floater, and he got it. Wyatt taking more shots, Wyatt scoring more points. He's up to 25. That's out of bounds. It's going back to the Eagles. 5 minutes, 3 seconds to go, and the Eagles are going to see their 2008 to 2009 season run that brought them all the way here to round 2 of states. They're going to see it come to an end here tonight. Matched up against a very respectable opponent, the Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials, who will have a pretty decent chance at going even further in this tournament, perhaps taking home a gold medal. And PW will await the winner of Williamsport, who is won their district, which was District 4, and they'll be playing Chester, who was the 5 seed out of District 1. Again, the winner of that game will take on PW. Here's Dixon shoveling it out to Aiken, who nonchalantly slapped at the ball and then had to save it after he fanned on it. Here's Dixon with it, getting it over to Grant, puts up the 3, and it's no good. The tip doesn't go either, but Pygate ends up with an offensive rebound. More offensive rebounds for the Colonials. That was 2 right there just on this possession. And that's an offensive foul. That's an excellent call as Bond went barreling into an Eagles defender. With 4 minutes, 22 seconds to go, it's 63-39. Well, even with that first quarter taken out of the equation, PW still won this game. They really outscored the Eagles in every quarter. But boy, the first quarter just absolutely was the killer tonight. There's no doubt about that. It was the offensive rebounding and just the size of PW, the inside presence of Bond and Aiken that the Eagles just could not handle. This ball's loose. It's been loose for a while now. And now here comes PW. Oh, a little rolling pass to Weiss Grant. And he'll get the shot to go and a foul. So Wiz Grant, known for his 3-point shot, will look to get a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. 65-39, Colonials. Boy, this can't be the way the Eagles want it to go out. And I mean, this is going to be Khalif White's last game in an Eagles uniform. It's going to be Lorenzo Crispus' last game in an Eagles uniform. It's going to be James Ramsey's last. And boy, to go out like this, it has to be disappointing. I mean, this team expected to make a deep run in states and to lose in round 2. And not just to lose, but to get blown out in round 2 in a game you're expected to win. It's just a shame to see. And I mean, they fell just short last year. And this year, going to be a couple games away as well. Here's Wiz Grant to complete his 3-point play. Alan Yates is checked into the game. And Alan Yates really been limited to a deep reserve role here in the playoffs. Got a lot more playing time in the regular season. And the Eagles with the 27-point deficit with just 4 minutes to go. Yates inbounds to Hargrove, a pair of players who will be with the Eagles next year. Both of them juniors right now. Here's Wyatt, who a year from now will be playing for Fran Dunphy at Temple. He'll get it over to Hargrove. Hargrove will take the pull-up jumper. It's no good. Here's Tom Smith with a little one-hand shot. It goes. And here is Marcus Badger. That field goal for Tom Smith was just his first points of the game after scoring 20 against Elizabethtown and really just dominating all district bracket. really filling a gap for the Eagles, too, because who do they have at center? They really have nothing at the center position. They got some very skilled perimeter players and all, but not much at the center position. And when Tom Smith came in and was productive, it was just a huge boost for the team and a huge reason why they came out of nowhere in districts to win the districts. Fran Joseph misses the three. Yates with the putback, though. And here comes Dixon and the Colonials. He gets it over to Pygott, who then swings it for Williams, puts it up, doesn't get it to go, but he got his own rebound and now gets fouled. But for young Khalif White, what a career it was, although it has to end in this manner. Had the 1,000 point milestone reached, two-time Triangle Tournament MVP. He's the first player ever to do that. Of course, playing in that state championship game, dropping 29, I believe it was, in that game, if my recollections are correct. And boy, he just always had a knack for being clutch and playing big when the spotlight was on him. Anytime there was a big game, it seemed like Khalif White was at his best. And this season, as the free throw is no good, the players thinking that was the last free throw, but it's actually 2 shots. So another one coming up for Damian Williams, the 6'4" freshman. So the future for the Eagles lies in the hands of Shaquille Hargrove, Alan Yates, Tom Smith, Sheldon Mayer. So it'll be interesting to see how they can overcome the loss of Khalif White next year. And it's going to be a long summer for them, though, as this is a really sour taste in their mouths. And PW will take over possession, leading 66-43 with 2 minutes, 55 seconds to go. This game really over before it ever got started, as after one quarter, we keep talking about the disastrous first quarter. Well, after one, it was 27-6. It's the worst quarter I've seen these Eagles play, ever. Here's Williams not able to get it to go, and Smith plucks it off the boards. Khalif White has left the game. You may never see him take the floor in an Eagles uniform again. What an illustrious career it was for him, though, and went out with a bang with his 25 points, although he'll tell you it's not important at all if his team doesn't win. That was the greatest thing about him. Just such a team-oriented guy, and that's really what helped this team get as far as they did this year and last year, is their team-oriented spirit. Credit Mike Evans for that. He was the father, if you will, of the family that is Norristown basketball. It's been a steady stream of fans exiting the game ever since about the 6-minute mark of this fourth quarter. Even more deep reserves for the Eagles coming into the game, as number 12, Aaron Webb, the 5'8" sophomore guard, will come into the game. And the Eagles fans will get a little preview of what's to come for next year, as another young player, a sophomore, coming into the game in Webb. Here's Dixon. He puts it up, and he puts it in. Of course, here's Chris Davis, who will likely start at point guard for the Eagles next year. Of course, you're not sure exactly what you're going to get, because players change schools, and you never really know exactly. Guys could come out of nowhere, really. And Yates coming in, swooping in for the layup. But the Eagles have a pretty good idea of what their core is going to be, as Tom Smith goes for the steal and ends up hitting it out of bounds, and it's going to be PW ball. Tonight, PW just dominated the paint. Rebounding, they dominated it. Blocking shots, they dominated it. Scoring in the low post, dominated that as well. And the Eagles, lack of size, was definitely their Achilles heel tonight. Will Mascio and Mike Barbie check into the game for the, well, for Barbie, it's his first time in the game. For Mascio, he's returning. 68-45 with just under 2 minutes to go in the game. Who would have thought that we'd be sitting here with 1:57 to go, just waiting for the clock to end, slowly and painfully. I certainly wasn't expecting anything less than a close and thrilling finish here tonight. And if someone was going to blow somebody out, I certainly didn't think it would be the Colonials blowing out the Eagles. Here's Bond, and he puts it up and in. Here is number 4, Shaquille Walker, also into the game for the first time. He's a 5'7" senior. Went up for that board and couldn't get it. Excuse me, that was Webb. And now here comes PW the other way. Jalen Bond almost got out in the open floor. Would have been an enormous dunk, but he couldn't quite find the handle. Here's Davis kicking out for Yates and just throw it away. 70-45, so even with the big lead, Jalen Bond, the co-star, along with C.J. Aiken of this Plymouth Whitemarsh team, still in the game. And now they finally remove him from action. He ends the day with a dozen. C.J. Aiken was the star of the game with 19 points and such other great impacts on the game as Aaron Webb puts that one down. That is Mike Barbie. Couldn't get the wide open layup. And now the miss is secured by Shaquille Walker. 59 seconds to go. 70-47. Here is Webb. It's up and no good. Yates with a rebound, puts it up. Not able to get it to go. It's tipped around, and now another transition opportunity for the Colonials. Boy, I'll tell you what, these deep reserves, as the basket's good by Mike Barbie, these deep reserves for Norristown have done absolutely nothing to stop the leak out by PW. Absolutely nothing. Not that the game's not already over. Here's Yates going in strong and not able to get the layup to go. Alan Yates has really impressed me the most out of anybody on the floor right now. And I really don't understand why they cut his playing time down so much once the playoffs started. They could have really used the size tonight. Don't have to play him all game, but give him some minutes. That one's out of bounds, and it's going back over towards the Eagles. The brother of Jalen Bond, Julian Bond, is an end-of-the-bench player on this PW team, and he'll see some action here in the final 16.5 seconds of the game. 72-47 is the score. That's a 25-point advantage for PW. That three is up and good from Shaquille Walker. And with just 1 second to go now, and that's the buzzer. And the Plymouth Whitemarsh Colonials are moving on to round 3 of the state tournament, where they will face either Williamsport or Chester. Either way, that's going to be a heck of a game. And the Eagles falling by 22 points here tonight. They lost that first quarter by 21 as they were outscored in the corner 27-6. And the Eagles chase. Well, that's it from Springford High School. Again, C.J. Aiken with 19 points led the way for his Colonials. And Khalif Wyatt, despite 25 points, ends his high school career on a low note here at Springford High School with his Eagles falling to the Colonials 72-50. Well, that concludes the 2008-2009 basketball season for the Norristown Eagles here on NASD TV. We'll hope you'll join us next year. Until then, thank you for joining us tonight and all season long. I'm Mark Kolodinsky. Again, the Eagles falling 72-50. They are out of the state tournament. Their season is over. Until next time, I'm Mark Kolodinsky.